In Chapter 10, there are three major social institutions that you are going to study: religion, politics, and education. Now, of those three, you might not really think too much about religion because, believe it or not, as much as this is a religious country compared to, say, most of Europe, they're much more secular than we are. The number of people in the United States who identify as affiliated with some sort of religious institution has declined over the last 40 years. And there are various reasons for that, I'm sure. You might even have experienced some of that yourself in your lifetime. Maybe when you were very young, your family was more involved in an organized religion, and maybe today less so, or maybe today you less so. But it's interesting to understand how religion plays a role in the lives of many people, not just in the United States, but throughout the world. You'll also focus on politics. And the political system in the US, of course, is one that is a two-party system compared to many other countries where there are multiple parties. But because of the way that our system is set up, it's difficult for any third or even fourth party to try to make its way into leadership positions within our system, whereas in other countries there are multiple parties, and at any given time you may see that the prime minister is from one party, but most of the representatives in parliament are from various, two or three different political parties. And so that, of course, the fact that we have only two political parties, really, I mean, there are others, of course, but they're much smaller and have very little power. And so that plays a big role in how our political system operates. And you will study how and why voting has changed to some degree. And of course, as we all know, there might be a government shutdown come October 1st. So I don't know about you, but I'm a big watcher of politics. And that's a little scary to me that we might have a government shutdown, but maybe I'm just a little anxious for no reason. I'm hoping so, keeping my fingers crossed. And then education. Education is, in my view, one of the most important social institutions because of the fact that without public school, many people would not learn how to read and write. Their parents just wouldn't have time to teach them, to homeschool them, because the parents have to work. And so the fact that in this country, it doesn't matter what your social class is, you have a right to go to school. It doesn't matter what your nationality is, you have a right to go to school. It doesn't matter what your gender, or even if you're non-binary, etc. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, what your religious affiliation is, or that of your family. Everyone gets to go to school in the United States. And that is crucial, because you can't have a democracy. You can't have people governing themselves without a literate and analytical society. And I said, I know I hesitated there about analytical because I have a sense now that we're a little less analytical as a society than we used to be, but that's just my opinion. So you also will take the second midterm. I know you just took the first one, but this is an 8-week course, so we got a second one. There's a study guide as well as an overview of the midterm in the module.